The neon signs of Neo-Kyoto bled across the rain-slick streets, painting the grimy alleyways in hues of electric pink and toxic green. I, Kaido, shadow weaver and reluctant protector of the city, hunched deeper into my worn leather jacket, the shadows themselves seeming to cling to me, eager for a fight. My control over them wasn't absolute, more like a tense partnership forged from years of necessity. They were my weapon, my shield, my constant companions in this war against the aberrant energies that seeped into a raw, primal hum that resonated deep within my bones. It led me to the forgotten underbelly of the city, a network of ancient caves that predated even Neo-Kyoto's sprawling cyberpunk landscape. Rumors whispered of this place, calling it the Maw, a gateway to the Between, a dimension of nightmares and forgotten gods. I wasn't alone. Maya, my closest friend and a powerful psychic with the ability to manipulate emotions, stood beside me, her brow furrowed in concentration. Her silver hair, usually pulled back in a tight braid, was plastered to her face by the rain, and her emerald eyes glowed with an unsettling light. The energy is shifting, something is breaking through. Behind us, Ren, our tech specialist, fiddled with his customized drone, its camera eye blinking erratically. Ren was the pragmatic one, the anchor to our reality. He grounded our more fantastical abilities with logic and tech, a vital counterpoint to our often reckless tendencies. Sensors are going haywire. Readings are off the charts. I'm picking up dimensional rifts, small ones but increasing in frequency. Small ones but increasing in frequency. We entered the Maw. The air grew colder, heavier. Deeper we went, the city's sounds faded, replaced by the dripping of water and the rustling of unseen things. The shadows here were different, thicker, more sentient. They pressed against me, whispering promises of power and warnings of danger. Finally, we reached the heart of the cave system, a vast cavern lit by phosphorescent fungi clinging to the walls. In the center, swirling like a malevolent vortex, was the dimensional rift. It pulsed with an unnatural light, crackling with energy, the very air around it distorting and shimmering. His normally calm face was twisted into a mask of fanaticism, his eyes burning with an unholy fire. "Akira-sensei?" Maya's voice was filled with disbelief. Akira turned, a slow, deliberate movement. "Kaito, Maya, Ren, I had hoped you would come. I have so much to show you." "What is this, Akira?" I asked, my hand instinctively reaching for the shadows that writhed around me. "This, Kaito, is salvation. This is the key to unlocking our true potential. For too long, we have hidden in the shadows, afraid to embrace our destiny." "You're talking about letting whatever's in there loose on Neo-Kyoto?" Ren said, his voice trembling. "Neo-Kyoto is a cage? Ren, a gilded prison? The Between offers freedom, power, transcendence," Akira gestured to the rift. "Soon, the barriers will fall, and we will usher in a new age." "We can't let you do this, Akira," Maya said, her voice hardening. She reached out with her mind, attempting to influence him, to break through his fanaticism. But Akira was ready. He erected a mental shield, a wall of pure will that slammed against Maya's psychic assault. "Foolish girl," Akira sneered. "You cannot comprehend the power I wield now." He turned back to the rift, chanting in a language I didn't understand, a language that resonated with the primal energy of the Between. The rift pulsed faster, wider, threatening to tear open completely. I knew what I had to do. We couldn't fight him head-on, not yet, not without a plan. "Ren, get Maya out of here. Get her to safety. I'll try to buy you some time." Ren didn't argue. He knew the situation was dire. He grabbed Maya, supporting her as he retreated towards the cave entrance. The shadows gathered around me, eager to strike. "Akira-sensei, this isn't you. Whatever is influencing you, you can fight it." Akira laughed, a cold, hollow sound. "I have never felt more myself, Kaito. Join me, embrace the power. Together we can rule this new world." "I can't," I said, my voice firm. "I won't let you destroy Neo-Kyoto." Then you are a fool, Kaito. A fool destined to be crushed. Akira unleashed his own power, a torrent of raw energy that slammed into me. I raised my shadows in defense, but they were barely enough to deflect the brunt of the attack. Dot. I struggled to my feet, the pain searing through me. I knew I couldn't win a direct confrontation. I needed to be strategic. I needed to be cunning. I needed to use everything I had learned from Akira himself. I focused my energy, weaving the shadows into intricate patterns, mimicking Akira's own techniques. I created illusions, distractions, anything to keep him occupied while I formulated a plan. Impressive, Kaito, Akira said, deflecting my attacks with ease. You have learned well, but you are still just a student. He was right. I was outmatched. I needed something more. Something drastic. I remembered the whispers I had heard in the shadows, the promises of power, the warnings of danger. There was a way to close the rift, a way to stop Akira. But it came at a terrible cost. The shadows told me of a ritual, a sacrifice to sever the connection between Neo Kyoto and the Between. A tether had to be cut, a tether woven from shared life and deep affection. Someone close to Akira, someone he cared about, someone like Maya. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't. But as I looked at Akira, his face contorted in fanatical glee as I felt the rift widening, threatening to engulf everything I held dear. I knew I had no choice. I needed to get Maya back here, close enough to Akira, close enough for the ritual to work, but how could I convince her to come back, knowing what I was about to do? I feigned defeat, collapsing to my knees. Akira-sensei, I can't fight you. You're right, I was a fool to resist. Please, show me the way. Show me the power. You would betray your friends, Kaito? Just like that? I would do anything for power, Akira-sensei. Anything to be like you. I forced the words out, each one a lie that tore at my soul. Akira hesitated. Then a cruel smile spread across his face. Very well, Kaito. Prove your loyalty. Bring Maya back here. Bring her to me, and I will initiate you into the new order. I nodded, my face betraying nothing. I stood up, my body aching, my heart breaking. I will not fail you, Akira-sensei. I left the cavern, the weight of my decision crushing me. Maya rushed to me, her face etched with concern. Kaito, are you all right? What happened? Akira. He's too strong, Maya, I said, my voice trembling. I can't beat him. I need your help. He said he would listen to you, that you could talk him out of this. Maya looked at me, her eyes searching mine. She saw the pain, the desperation. She wanted to believe me. She always did. I don't know, Kaito, she said, her voice hesitant. He's so far gone, I don't think I can reach him. Please, Maya, I begged. If you don't try, Neo Kyoto is doomed. She looked at Ren, who gave her a hesitant nod. He trusted me, he always did. That trust was about to be shattered. All right, Kaito, Maya said, her voice resigned. I'll try, but if he tries anything, I'll be right behind you, I promised, my voice hollow. We returned to the cavern. Akira stood before the rift, his chanting growing louder, the energy swirling around him. Maya stepped forward, her eyes fixed on him. Akira, please, stop this. You're destroying everything we've worked for. Maya, my dear Maya, you don't understand. This is for the best. This is for all of us. No, it's not. Akira, you're being manipulated. You're not yourself. Maya reached out with her mind, trying to break through his mental shield once more. But it was no use. Akira's will was too strong. This was it. The moment of truth. I took a deep breath, focusing all my energy, channeling the shadows around me. I whispered the words of the ritual, the ancient incantation that would sever the connection between Neo Kyoto and the Between. She gasped, her eyes widening in horror as she realized what was happening. Kaito, what are you doing? I couldn't meet her gaze. I couldn't bear to see the betrayal in her eyes. I'm sorry, Maya, I whispered. I have to do this for everyone. The shadows tightened their grip, drawing Maya closer and closer to Akira. The rift pulsed violently, reacting to the proximity of the tether. Akira's eyes widened in surprise as he felt the connection being severed. He tried to resist, but it was too late. With a blinding flash of light, the rift collapsed, imploding in on itself, taking Akira with it. Then, the shadows released Maya. She collapsed to the ground, sobbing, her body shaking uncontrollably. Ren rushed to her side, comforting her, his eyes filled with anger and confusion. He looked at me, his face a mask of betrayal. "What did you do, Kaito? What the hell did you do?" I couldn't answer. The guilt was crushing me. I had saved Neo Kyoto, but I had destroyed everything else in the process. I had betrayed my best friend, shattered the trust of my closest ally, and sacrificed my own soul. Days turned into weeks, but the scars remained. Maya refused to speak to me. Ren treated me with cold indifference. I was alone, haunted by the memory of Maya's face, the sound of her screams. I knew I had to make amends. I had to find a way to earn back their trust, to prove that my actions, however terrible, were driven by a desperate need to protect them all. I started by investigating Akira's actions, delving into the origins of the Between, searching for a way to understand what had corrupted him. I discovered that he had been influenced by a powerful entity from the other dimension, a being of pure chaos and destruction, that sought to consume our world. Armed with this knowledge, I knew what I had to do. I had to find a way to permanently seal the Maw, to prevent any further incursions from the Between. It was a dangerous task, one that would likely cost me my life, but I had to do it for Maya, for Ren, for Neo Kyoto. I spent months researching ancient rituals, deciphering arcane texts, consulting with other practitioners of magic. Finally, I found a solution, a way to create a permanent barrier, a shield that would prevent anything from crossing between dimensions. And I knew exactly where to find it, in the heart of the Imperial Palace, protected by layers of security and guarded by the Emperor's personal guard. Stealing the artifact was a suicide mission. But I had no other choice. I infiltrated the palace, using my shadow powers to navigate the labyrinthine corridors, avoiding detection. I reached the vault where the artifact was kept, a magnificent crystal orb that pulsed with a warm, golden light. As I reached for the orb, I was confronted by the Emperor's Guard, a group of elite warriors trained in the ancient arts of combat. I fought with a ferocity I didn't know I possessed, weaving the shadows into deadly weapons, deflecting their attacks with ease. One by one, they fell, until only the captain of the guard remained. The captain was a skilled warrior, a master of the katana. He lunged at me, his blade flashing in the dim light. I dodged his attack, countering with a blast of shadow energy that sent him flying across the room. I grabbed the orb and fled the palace. Pursued by the remaining guards, I managed to escape, making my way back to the Maw. Ren was waiting for me, his face filled with a mixture of anger and concern. "What are you doing, Kaito? You're gonna get yourself killed." "I have to do this, Ren," I said, my voice weak. "I have to seal the Maw permanently." "Let me help you," Ren said, his voice softening. "I know I've been distant, but I still care about you, Kaito. You're my friend." I nodded, grateful for his forgiveness. Together we entered the cavern, the crystal orb glowing brightly in my hand. We performed the ritual, chanting the ancient incantations, channeling the energy of the orb. The shadows writhed around us, reacting to the surge of power. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the depths of the cavern, a towering being of pure shadow, its eyes burning with malevolent intent. It was the entity that had corrupted Akira, the being that sought to consume our world. "You cannot stop me," it boomed, its voice echoing through the cavern. "The Between will claim this world." The entity lunged at us, its shadowy claws outstretched. I raised the crystal orb, channeling its energy, unleashing a wave of pure light that slammed into the entity. But it was not defeated. It lashed out again, striking me with its claws, sending me flying across the cavern. I lay on the ground, gasping for breath, the orb slipping from my grasp. Ren rushed to my side, shielding me from the entity's attacks. "Kaito, you have to get up." Ren said, his voice desperate. You have to finish the ritual. I struggled to my feet, my body aching, my vision blurring. I reached for the orb, but the entity was too fast. It swatted me aside, knocking me unconscious. I awoke to find myself suspended in the air, bound by the entity's shadowy tendrils. The entity was towering over me, its eyes burning with triumph. It is over, Shadow Weaver, it said, its voice dripping with malice. The between will reign supreme. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, stepping between me and the entity. It was Maya, her eyes glowing with power, her face set with determination. Let him go, she said, her voice cold and hard. The entity laughed. You cannot defeat me, little psychic. I am a god. I don't have to defeat you, Maya said, her voice unwavering. Quote. Maya unleashed her psychic power, creating a mental barrier that shielded me from the entity's influence. She attacked with a barrage of psychic blasts, forcing the entity to retreat. I used the opportunity to break free from the entity's grasp. I grabbed the crystal orb and completed the ritual, chanting the final incantations. The cavern erupted in a blinding flash of light, banishing the entity and sealing the maw forever. When the light subsided, Maya collapsed to the ground. Exhausted, Ren rushed to her side, helping her to her feet.